What happens to your property in Dubai when you die? Who inherits your property when you die? And how much each of them inherits out of that property? Like, what's the percentage of shares? Hi everyone, myself Chelsy Kukreja, your Dubai real estate expert, and today I'll be covering a very major issue which is all about inheritance of your property after you have passed away. So stay tuned in the entire video. I'll be covering all the details. Keep sharing, liking and subscribing. So first I will discuss what happens by default as per the government laws, and second I'll tell you what can you do to divide the property as per your wishes. So as per the government, your property by default is divided as per the Sharia law. So first let's understand what is Sharia law. So Sharia law is a law that governs how the property is to be distributed if the person dies, and it is governed by Islamic and Quran principles. So as per the Sharia law, the rules are as follows. Let's say if the deceased is a husband, the wife gets 25% of the shares if there are no children, and if there are children, the wife gets only 12.5% of the entire shares. If the deceased is a wife, the husband gets 25% of the entire shares if there are children, and if there are no children, then the husband inherits 50% of the entire property. If the couple has children, then the sons inherit double the shares of the daughters, and vice versa, daughters inherit half the shares of the son. Similarly, if the deceased has parents, the mother of the deceased receives 16.6% of the entire estate, and if there are no children, the mother receives 33.3% of the entire estate. And for the father, if there are children, he receives 16.6% of the entire estate, and if there are no children, the father typically inherits the entire estate after whatever has been allocated to the mother. If the deceased does not have children, spouse or parents, then in case of siblings, they can inherit the shares. Brothers will inherit twice the shares of the sisters. And if the deceased does not have any immediate family members, then it may be open to relatives to inherit his shares. So this was all about how the property will be distributed as per the Sharia law. Now let's say you don't want it to be distributed in this manner, and you have a certain wishes of how you want your kids, children or parents to inherit your property. So in that case, what you can do is you can create a will in Dubai courts and state it clearly in the terms and conditions for how you want your property to be divided. For Muslims, by default, Sharia law is applicable, but for non-Muslims, you can create a will in Dubai courts and decide it in your way. Even in case of Muslims, you can create a will if you do not want the Sharia law to apply by default. Now you would be wondering that I mentioned wife will only inherit 25% of the entire property if there are no children. Now what happens to the remaining 75%? So that entire shareholding stays with the government. Now what's the process to create a will? You can go to any notary or lawyer services in Dubai. Just search online on Google. You'll get a list of them. Just connect with them, share your documents, and they'll help you with the procedure and get the entire thing done for you. For Muslims, currently you cannot make a will in Dubai courts. It has to be done in the Abu Dhabi courts. But you don't have to go to Abu Dhabi for that. The lawyers here will do the process for you, and all of this can be done online. Now, what are the charges for the same? If you're registering a will in Dubai courts, you would roughly pay between 8,000 to 10,000 dirhams. But if you're registering in the DIFC, which is a financial center, you can be expected to pay 15 to 20,000 dirhams, which is even pricier than what you would pay in Dubai courts. This price for the will is not dependent on the value of your property. No matter how expensive it is, the cost of the will remain the same. I hope I was able to give you all the valuable insights. If you have any questions related to this, you can drop in the comments. I hope you liked the video. Keep sharing, liking and subscribing. This is Chelsy Kukreja signing off from today's video.